Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday it is. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed our book yesterday. Hello, Rain. And of course, today we bring you another one that is special, coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And today's book is Over and Under the Rainforest. And this one is written by Kate Messner and illustrations by Christopher Silas Neal. Thank you so much for joining in today. And I am glad that you're here. Where are you joining us from? How are you doing? And of course, if you're still having school, well, I hope that it is going well. I hope that this is a week of just, celebration and just fun stuff. And as you wind down into the winter break. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And of course, if you're elsewhere in the world, I hope that, your school calendar as well, you're having your break or it's coming up and you're enjoying it. And have some time to rejuvenate, have some time to recuperate, have some time to rest. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely love it that we're here together. Yes, indeed. How is your day going? And I hope that the rest of it is super. Thank you so much indeed. And remember, too, that if you miss Storytime, well, you can catch us live here at storytimewithmrlimata.com, Storytime with Mr. Limata on Facebook and YouTube. But remember, too, that you can catch us at your convenience at all those platforms still. And very, very soon, indeed, we will be streaming to Instagram as well. So you can join us on all those different platforms. Thank you indeed for being such a huge support for Storytime and for making this community a safe space for all. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm excited about our book today, and we won't be going into clips or from the social justice children's book Holiday Fair, but tomorrow we'll bring you bunch of pictures as to show you how it was. Thank you so much for joining in today. Because of the length of today's book, we're going to be going straight into our book. So just bear with us on that one and join us tomorrow to catch some of the clips from the social justice children's book Holiday Fair. Thank you indeed for joining us here. Lots of guests lined up, and so please keep an eye out. Lots of amazing guests that will be coming to Storytime. I'm excited to be having them here on Storytime with us, and lots of wonderful books to come as well. One of the ones that we mentioned is that we've already started looking at the spring catalog from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, so lots of wonderful books to come from there as well. Look out for that. And Lee and Lo have also given us permission to look at some of their books, so I'm excited, including one of our own right here, a good friend of Storytime, Robert Trujillo, who will be bringing us Fresh Juice. And remember that one is in both English and we do have it's out in Spanish as well. Hugo Fresco, so you can catch that as well. So get ready for those amazing guests that will be coming to Storytime. Lots to look forward to here on Storytime. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining in, Ari in Kentucky, and of course Megan, and listening with me in Ohio. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, I love it that you're together right now. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime Morning Ingredients. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in, Kathy, Ari, and Megan. Thank you for being here on Storytime with us. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy the story that we have together. Sending you hugs, hugs, hugs. And yes, just wishing you the best to come. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And yeah, I'm excited. Enjoying the break right now, and of course, getting to catch up on some of those things, that just kind of fall by the wayside when work and school and everything is in full swing. So this has been nice to just kind of catch up on that, and yeah, I hope I get as much done as possible over this break. But of course, too, getting to write and read and just sit back and relax has felt good, even though it's only been, well, the 3 days so far, right? So I hope to enjoy it, the rest of it. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. We'll be right back after this short break to read our book today, Over and Under the Rainforest, illustrated by Christopher Silas Neal, written by Kate Messner, and we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you indeed for joining us here on Storytime. Please get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be right back with our story for today. And yeah, I was just thinking too, that these pictures that you see, this one and yeah, these ones, that was 2020 October. I was just looking at that and thinking, I was like, oh my goodness, that was the first time around that time that we read Over and Under the Rainforest. It had just come out, in fact, at that time. So it's been a couple years out, and here we are back at it here at Storytime. I think it's been back since then once before. So yeah, haven't read it as many times as I thought we would have, but here we go, and definitely not the last time that we'll be bringing it, and I hope that you enjoy it. Here we go. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back with more story time. Thank you indeed for joining us. Go grab that what you need. Grab what you need right now. Is it hot chocolate? Is it a nice cool drink? What is it that you're having this morning with story time? Go on, grab it. We'll be right back after this break.
This is Anika Rose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana chapter book series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Anika Rose-Reese. And yeah, there's a brand new book from Anika Rose-Reese that I actually do have, and I finally am on break so I can catch up and read that one. I can't wait. I can't wait. I just remembered I put it on my desk and hadn't come back to it. But yeah, here we go. Today, I know what I'll be reading for sure. So, Anika Rose-Reese, and of course, author of one of my favorite books, Love Sophia on the Moon. I love that book so much. And yeah, I hope that you do check it out too. If you missed it, please check it out on the Storytime platforms, or indeed ask for it at your local library. Thank you so much for joining us today. Over and Under the Rainforest. This one is written by Kate Messner, illustrations by Christopher Silas Neal, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A big thank you to you, Chronicle Books, for allowing us to read so many wonderful books here on Storytime. And of course, appreciations to you, Ariel Richardson, Victoria Rock, Melissa Manlove, and of course to Eva Zimmerman, even though Eva Zimmerman is no longer there, but just such a big reason as to why there's this relationship between Chronicle Books and of course Storytime right here. Here we go. Over and Under the Rainforest, written by Kate Messner with art by Christopher Silas Neal. Have you visited any rainforest before? Well, here we go. Into the rainforest we hike, through slivers of sunlight and dripping wet leaves. Yeah. Into the rainforest, we hike. Make sure you have your boots. Make sure you have all that you need. But most of all, enjoy the walk. Into the rainforest, we hike through slivers of sunlight and dripping wet leaves. Yeah. Up in the trees, there's a symphony of sound. Chatters and chirps and howling roar. And a howling roar. Who is it? What's up there? I whisper. Up in the trees, Tito asks. Up in the trees, you ask. What is there? Well. Yeah. Up in the trees, there's a symphony of sound. Chatters and chirps and a howling roar. What's up there? I whisper. Up in the trees? Tito asks. What could be there in the rainforest? Up in the trees. Up in the trees is a whole hidden world. A riot of monkeys and insects and birds. We are hiking under them now. Whoa. Yeah. I've been fortunate to have hiked through some rainforests. I've been through some rainforests, and it's just amazing, fascinating, fantastic. Up in the trees is a whole hidden world, a riot of monkeys and insects and birds. We're hiking under them now. Yeah. Up in the trees, oropendulas gurgle in low-swinging nests. Toucans croak and bicker over breakfast. Oh, we're not bickering over breakfast. Down in the forest, I follow Tito along the trail, while agoutis search the ground for fallen fruit. Yeah, lots to be seen in there. Oropendulas, toucans, agoutis. What else is there? Down in the forest, I follow Tito along the trail. It is important to keep on the trail, while agoutis search the ground for fallen fruit. Yeah. On the footbridge, we climb. Up, up, up. Tito rests to catch his breath before we cross over the river below. Up in the trees, long-nosed bats sleep away the daylight, all in a row. Yeah. On the top of the footbridge, we climb. Up, up, up. Tito rests to catch his breath before we cross over the river below. Up in the trees, long-nosed bats sleep away the daylight, all in a row. Down on the bank, sleepy crocodiles bask in the sun. Oh my goodness. If there's something that I'm terrified of, it is crocodiles for sure. Down on the bank, sleepy crocodiles bask in the sun. As we cross, an emerald basilisk races up to the other side, barely skimming the river's surface. Tito and I laugh at his fast, funny legs and wish we could walk on water too. Me too. We scramble over roots and rocks, climbing higher into the trees. A poison dart frog makes his way up a trunk with a tadpole on his back. You see them? Yeah. We scramble over roots and rocks, climbing higher into the trees. A poison dart frog makes his way up a trunk with a tadpole on his back. Yeah, lots to see here. Lots and lots to see. Our hanging bridge teeters and tips with every wobbly step. I keep a tight grip on the rail, as one should. We are eye to eye with capuchin monkeys. They hold on with arms and legs and tails, swinging through branches up here in the trees. Yeah. So cool how they do that. But hold on, keep a hold of that rail for sure. Yeah. My stomach grumbles and Tito reaches into his pack. We snack on dried mangoes and pineapple while the monkeys feast on wild almonds. Oh, delicious snacks all around. Yes, my stomach grumbles and Tito reaches into his pack. We snack on dried mangoes and pineapple with the monkeys while the monkeys feast on wild almonds. Yeah. Way down below, leaf cutter ants march in a line, carrying bits of leaves and petals back to their nest. A long-snouted anteater snuffles along, sniffing for a meal of his own. Oh, watch out, ants. Anteater is out and about. Ah. The afternoon rain begins with a patter, soft drumming on the leaves up above. Soon it swells to a strong rushing pour, and all the world feels dripping and wet. Oh, I know those tropical rains, how they can be. A blue morpho butterfly folds up her wings and tucks away on a tree trunk. High in the branches, a soggy mother sloth and her baby sleep through the storm. How can you do that? I wish I could do that. They sleep through the storm. Yeah. Have you ever seen a sloth in person? Yeah. Or how close have you been? The afternoon rain begins with a patter. Peter's soft drumming on the leaves up above. Soon it swells to a strong rushing pour, and all the world feels dripping and wet. A blue morpho butterfly folds up her wings and tucks away on a tree trunk. High in the branches, a soggy mother sloth and her baby sleep through the storm. Special kind of skill, isn't it? Yeah. Deep in the forest, the rain lets up. A parrot snake races over the trail, long and slender and green. She's hunting frogs, Tito says, as the snake's skinny tail disappears into the leaves. Up in the trees, an eyelash palm pit viper hunts, two curled around a branch, patient and silent and still. Oh, watch out for that one. Watch out for that one indeed. Got to see a lot of those while traveling Costa Rica, actually. Deep in the rainforest, the rain lets up. A parrot snake races over the trail, long and slender and green. She's hunting for frogs, Tito says, as the snake's skinny tail disappears in the leaves. Up in the trees, an eyelash palm pit viper hunts too, curled around a branch, patient and silent and still. Yeah. Nature is so amazing. High in the canopy, a furry dark shadow clings to a branch. Tito lifts his hands to his mouth and sends a roar to the sky. Roar! The forest waits, quiet. Yeah. Tito lifts his hands to his mouth and sends a roar to the sky. Roar! The forest waits, quiet. Then, roar! Roar! Comes the answer, a thunder of howler monkeys up in the trees. Yeah. Then, roar! 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 Yes. Then comes the answer, a thunder of howler monkeys up in the trees. Yeah. Can you see them? Their echoes quiet down as the blue sky grows dark. Night falls fast in the forest. Our walk through the treetops is through. At the base of the bridge, an orb spider weaves her web, a golden tapestry that will catch moonlight and insects tonight. Yes, remember the orb spider? And the woven dinner plate? Yes. Roar! 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 Yes. A thunder roars from howler monkeys way up in the trees. Their echoes quiet down as the blue sky grows dark. Night falls fast in the forest. Our walk through the treetops is through. At the base of the bridge, an orb spider weaves a web, a golden tapestry that will catch moonlight and insects tonight. Yes, dinner will be served. There's a sudden sharp snap, and I freeze in my tracks. A crack of a branch, a long, loud rustle, then quiet again. Maybe it's a jaguar walking to hunt. Maybe. Night is her time for growling and prowling through the shadows of the rainforest floor. Whoa. Yes. Can you see her? Yeah. Can you see those eyes? Yes, there's a sudden sharp snap, and I freeze in my tracks. A crack of a branch, a long loud rustle, then quiet again. Maybe it's a jaguar walking to hunt. Night is a time for growling and prowling through the shadows of the rainforest floor. Yeah. I ran to catch up with Tito as we cross the last bridge to home. Abuelita will have supper waiting. Arroz con pollo, chicken and spices with rice. Oh, that is making me hungry. The sky grows dark and the birds return to their nests. I spy a squirrel cuckoo, a woodpecker, a motmot flying home through the trees. Their songs fade away as a choir of insects and rain fills the dusk. Oh, yeah. So much to see. I cannot. I wish I could join them. Abuelita will have supper waiting. arroz con pollo, chicken and spices with rice. Yum. And after being out in the cold and wet, that sounds like the perfect meal. A night song of darkness and water and life over us, under us, and all around us. Yes, indeed. Yeah, a night song of darkness and water and life over us, under us, and all around us. Yeah. Ah. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining in today. Love it so much. And we'll see if we have time to get into our author's note today before we leave, but I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, indeed, just in time for story time. You can catch that on YouTube. Thank you so much indeed for putting that out there, Justin Ford, and of course his amazing book I See Me. And we've had Justin Ford here on Storytime. And if you watch Squid Games The Challenge on Netflix, you will see that Justin Ford is in there as well. He is player number 154. Fun game show to watch indeed. And yeah, I think they're now, I can't remember what episode it's on right now, but got to watch a few of them and it was fun. So yeah, something to check out. Squid Games The Challenge on Netflix, and Justin Ford is starring in there as well. So thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. So there are a few animals that are mentioned, and of course there's the author's note. So let's just jump into it, read the author's note, and then of course we're going to look at some of the animals that are mentioned in here and see. Hopefully you get this book from your local library, already have it in your collection, so you can see through some of these, read about some of these amazing animals. But here's the author's note. One of the best things about my job as an author is that I have opportunities to travel when I'm researching books. Of all the places I've visited, the tropical rainforest of Costa Rica has been my favorite. It's a place that has fascinated me since third grade when my class studied ecosystems with Mrs. Fox. We made construction paper folders for each different ecosystem: gold for the desert, white for the tundra, brown for the prairie, dark green for the northern forest, and bright green for the rainforest. The rainforest folder was the thickest one because it was stuffed with information about so many amazing animals. Someday, I thought, I want to go there and see all these animals myself. When I finally had the opportunity to visit Costa Rica during the rainy season in August of 2010, it lived up to all my third grade dreams. Each morning, my family and I woke up at 6 a.m. to go hiking and bird watching near Sarapiqui River. The spotted toucans fighting over fruit in the trees and laughed at white-throated capuchin monkeys playing high above. After lunch, our guide, Alexander Ramirez Herrera, led a hike into the primary rainforest, where the trees were older and taller. There we saw leaf-cutter ants marching along the trail and sloths sleeping high in the trees. We watched every step we took to avoid venomous snakes sunning themselves on the trail. We marveled at the hand-sized spiders that span webs the color of gold under the bridges. At the end of our hike, we would hurry back to our cabin before the skies opened up and the afternoon rains poured down from the clouds. It was magical listening to the rain, knowing that it was sustaining all that life down in the rainforest and up in the trees. The animals in the story are based on wildlife I learned about on that trip. In December 2017, I went back to Costa Rica. I told friends it was because I had more research to do for this book. That was true, but more than that, I wanted to see all those animals again. On this trip, I visited the hanging bridges of Helocanus Lodge near Bihagua, which were the inspiration for the bridges in the story. It poured while we were hiking, and that, of course, was the inspiration for the rain. And you can see, too, all the different animals in here as well. And you can see there the Montezuma Oropendula is in there. That's the first one up. And then, of course, we do have here the kill-billed toucan. Yeah, and lots of different ones. The long-nosed proboscis bats. And there we go. So much more, too, that you can read about. The sloths. Yeah. The white-throated capuchin monkeys. Crocodiles. Yeah. Lots to read, lots to research. So I hope that you get this book. Find it at your local library. Ask for it. Over and Under the Rainforest. Most libraries will carry this one for sure. Over and Under the Rainforest, Kate Messner, and of course the beautiful, amazing art by Christopher Silas Neal. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you, and I hope that you enjoyed this wonderful book that we had here together. Over and Under the Rainforest. It is a beautiful one indeed. And you know there's lots of others in this series with Over and Under the Canyon, Over and Under the Waves, Over and Under, oh my goodness, what is the other one? I'll see if it comes back to me before we leave. But lots and lots in this amazing, Over and Under the Pond. And I could be forgetting one or two more, but it's been an amazing series. Lots of information, lots to learn from it. And yeah, it reminds me of my own journey through Costa Rica. Beautiful, beautiful place indeed. If you have not been, I hope that one day you have the opportunity to visit. And if you have, well, I know you know what I'm talking about then. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And I know that this may sound like, typical, cliche of Costa Rica, but I kid you not. The zip lining that we did out there was amazing. It was fantastic. It was the longest one I've done, but also it's just through this rainforest, through this green, and just beautiful, beautiful space to be in. And yeah, I enjoyed that. And yeah, hopefully you can get to do that someday too, if you have not done yet. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And yes, from the rainforest, we come back. We're here. We're on technology. We are reading books. We're reading articles. We're reading so many different things that come our way. We're watching videos. Misinformation abounds. So tomorrow we'll bring back an important book here to Storytime, and we will be looking at that one. Killer Underwear Invasion. Yes, how to spot fake news, disinformation, and conspiracy theories. So come on in and join us. This is a fun book, important book, really, the one that will help us to critically analyze all our news sources out there. This one is written and illustrated by Elise Gravel. It is a beautiful one. So please, please, please do join us for this one tomorrow. And if you can, ask for it at your local library so you have it handy and we can read along together. But I encourage you to read this book for sure. If there's one book that you're going to read this week, I hope it is this one indeed. Killer Underwear Invasion. Yes, how to spot fake news, disinformation, and conspiracy theories. Yes, how do we do that? Well, join in tomorrow's Storytime and find out how we go doing just that. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely love the opportunity that I have to spend time with you all, and yes, begin our days together. And if it is later in the day where you are, to be a part of your day in whatever way that you allow us. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I hope that the information that we learn here, the rainforest. I hope that we're thinking about it, right? Today we learned about the rainforest. I hope we're thinking about conservation. I hope we're thinking about the parts that we can play our roles in ensuring that life is sustained here on Earth, and of course that those environments, ecosystems, the different ecosystems are kept as they should be, and they can continue to play a part in the overall well-being of our planet. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And tomorrow we dive into misinformation, yes, disinformation, fake news, and of course conspiracy theories. How can we spot them, and why can those be harmful? Let's find out tomorrow together. But let's continue to learn together. Let's continue to create this wonderful space. Yes, indeed, as Ari says, the morning ingredients, you're part of them. You're part of what makes Storytime special. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And of course, if you're joining us later on for the recordings, well, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking time. Thank you for taking the time to be here on Storytime with us. Remember to drop us a message. Let us know you were here so we can say hi to you next time. Thank you indeed for being here. And I hope you enjoy the books that we're reading here on Storytime. And remember that you can send in your recommendations. We've not had a recommendation come in for the last few weeks, but I hope that you're still able to send us those recommendations, because whatever you send in, we definitely look into and try to make sure that it comes here to Storytime. Much love from me. Hugs, hugs, hugs. And I hope to see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this lovely Tuesday morning. I think it might continue raining out here in Oakland. So if you're anywhere nearby, please be sure to carry your rain jacket, check everything that you need. And maybe we might need to utilize that dryer a little more for those towels and everything else that may become a little bit musty if kept in the house. So just if you have opportunity, throw that in the dryer. Be extra careful with drying your stuff. And I say that too because yesterday I went into my soccer bag. I had a soccer game last night, and I went into my soccer bag, and oh goodness gracious, it was not anything I wanted near me. Having it in the car, it just filled up the smell. The smell just overtook the car. It's like, no, this is not good. So take it from me. Be sure to put all those wet little things that may be around into these places that will help dry. Because I know that when it's wet out, the rain, less sunshine, less heat out, and things don't dry quite as well. So just keep an eye out for that for sure. And if you can, open windows when you can. If you're able to, or if indeed you're home for an extended period, that helps for sure. And I don't know how it goes for places with snow. You can advise me, please. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Once again, thank you, Kathy, for joining us here on Storytime. I hope that you are well out there in Ohio. And thank you indeed. And of course, you and Luna, sending you love out there in Ohio. Thank you so much for joining in. And today, you're joining in with Ari, and of course Megan, sending you lots of love as well. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody is in Ohio today. Thank you for being here. Please stay warm. Please remember to check in on your loved ones. And a little hello can go a long way. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Much love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing Storytime with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be